Marcus is in the left lane on the LIE doing the speed limit when a black SUV cuts him off. Road rage against motorcyclists doesn't always start with screaming and gestures. Sometimes it starts with a single close pass. The SUV slows down after cutting in, matches Marcus's speed. Then the brake lights flash. Then again. The driver isn't going anywhere. He's sending a message. Most riders don't recognize the early warning signals until they're already in the middle of it. This is what that moment looks like. And more importantly, this is how you get out of it before it turns into a crash, including the early warning signals most riders never learn to read, the 3-move exit sequence when you're already in it, and the one thing you do in the aftermath that determines whether you have any legal ground if something goes wrong. The first thing you do to understand about road rage when you're on a motorcycle is that you're not the same as a car driver in this situation. A driver in a 4,000-pound vehicle can let road rage play out as a battle of nerves and come away with maybe a dented bumper. For you, that's not the outcome. One contact event, one forced run off the road, one hard brake that catches you at the wrong angle, and you're on the pavement. The stakes are categorically different. The response has to be different too. Road rage doesn't start at contact, it starts at signal. And most riders miss the early signals because they're managing traffic and not managing a person. Here's what to watch for after any friction event, whether that's a horn tap, a lane change someone didn't like, or a gap you took that the driver behind you felt was theirs. First signal, they follow, not just happen to be behind you. They actively match your position in traffic. When you move right, they move right. When you slow, they slow. You're being tracked, not just coexisting on the same road. Second signal, acceleration towards your rear. After a lane change where they felt cut off, they accelerate hard towards you, not to pass, to close distance deliberately. That's a threat display, the same pattern you'd see in any territorial confrontation. It means the situation isn't over for them, even if you've already moved on. Third signal, horn plus acceleration together. Either one on its own can be reflexive, instinctive, someone just reacting. Both together, directed at you, coordinated and sustained, that's deliberate communication. That driver has made a decision about you. Fourth signal, brake checking. They get in front of you and tap the brakes, not because traffic requires it, but to unsettle you, to provoke a reaction, or force you to brake hard. This one is genuinely dangerous because your stopping distance is not identical to theirs. And some of these drivers don't understand that, or they do and they don't care. If you see any two of these in sequence, you are in a road rage situation. The driver has decided you are the problem. Your job from that moment is to become not their problem as fast as you safely can. This is worth understanding because it changes how you think about the response. In a dispute between two cars, both drivers feel roughly equal in terms of physical capability, two metal boxes. But the psychology shifts when one of you is on a bike. Some drivers perceive motorcyclists as smaller, more vulnerable, and less legitimate on the road, taking up a car's space, filtering through traffic they're stuck in, getting somewhere they can't get to. That perceived vulnerability actually escalates aggression in some people. They believe they can win. They believe the consequence is lower. None of that is true legally, but it shapes their behavior. You don't have to agree with it. You just have to know it's real and factor it into how you respond. The goal is simple, not to be near them. That's it. You want to become invisible, irrelevant, gone. But achieving that at highway speeds in live traffic requires a specific sequence. The first rule is no eye contact. I know it's instinctive to look at somebody who's behaving aggressively towards you. Don't. Eye contact signals engagement. You are not engaging. You are leaving. Second, create a gap. If they're behind you, accelerate moderately and let traffic fill in between you. Don't race. Don't make it a chase. Just create distance and put vehicles between you. On a highway, this is usually achievable in less than a minute. Third, change your lane position. Get to a different lane. Not dramatically, not in a way that reads as reactive, but steadily and with purpose. Exit ramps are your friend. Surface streets work. Anything that routes you out of their path and into a different stream of traffic. Fourth, and this is the one most riders resist, give them the win. If they want to be in front of you, let them. If they want your lane, yield it. Whatever they're fighting about, you're going to let them have it. The mindset is not weakness. It's a deliberate, strategic choice to remove yourself as a target. The riders who survive road rage confrontations, the ones I've seen come through it without contact or injury, are the ones who de-escalated, not the ones who held their position, not the ones who refused to back down, the ones who gave the aggressive driver nothing to chase and nowhere to focus the aggression. Brake checking back, making gestures, slowing to force a confrontation, matching their aggression with yours. None of those outcomes lead anywhere good for you. I've been riding these roads for more than 20 years. I've talked to riders who've been through these situations. The escalation path never ends where people expect it to end. It just gives the other driver more material to work with. Have you been in a road rage situation on the bike? What happened and what did you do? Drop in the comments. I want to read every single one of them. And this is a topic where real world experience for riders matters more than anything theoretical. Tell me what you did and whether it worked. Here's where I want to be direct with you, because this is territory I know from my casework, not just from riding. If a road rage driver makes physical contact with you, forces you off the road, or causes you to crash, this is a civil case. It's not just a police matter. The law treats a driver using their vehicle as a weapon as a serious civil offense, and the damages in these cases reflect that. The difference between a case that you can build and a case that goes nowhere often comes down to what happens in the first 10 minutes after the incident. Your 911 call timestamp matters. A dash cam that captured the behavior leading up to the contact matters enormously. A witness who saw the license plate or driving pattern matters. Even a partial plate gives investigators a starting point. I've handled road rage cases in New York. The ones where the rider got justice shared one thing in common. There was a documented trail of what happened before anyone talked to a lawyer. The cases that went nowhere had a rider who was shaken, didn't call 911, had no footage, and had nothing to corroborate their account against the driver who told a very different story. That's not a failure of the legal system. It's a documentation failure that happened before the legal system could do anything about it. Marcus, the rider on the LIE who started this conversation, pulled off at the next exit and called 911. He had a dash cam. That footage documented the brake checking, the lane matching, the deliberate pattern before any contact happened. He had options because he built a record in the 10 minutes after it ended. The driver who thought he gotten away with it hadn't counted on that. If you're riding with a dash cam, keep it. If you're not, consider it seriously, not just for road rage, but for everything. It's the one piece of safety equipment that protects you after the ride is over, when the road itself can no longer tell what happened. If road rage is one category of danger on these roads, the next video covers something entirely different. Hazards that don't have a face, don't have a license plate, and are often invisible until you're already in them. I'll link it right here. And if you've been through a road rage incident and want to understand what your options look like, the contact information is in the description.